We're gonna have to.
Brews and Banter Podcast. Banter Podcast. Brews and Banter Podcast. What up, what up, what up? Welcome to Brews and Banter Podcast. I'm your host, Rob G. And with me, as always, is the Legendary Brew Crew. What up, fellas?
I was reading this weekend.
Mama.
Nah, it doesn't taste like dirt. My name is Lou Belgium, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm wondering,
Does Delaware have an actual culture? This is the podcast that we talk about beer, but we also talk about a lot of things that's happening in the world. Politics, movies, anything really that comes to our mind while we're here sampling these brews. Grab a drink and pull up a chair.
Ooh, we love you, Brews and Banter Podcast.
When I was born, mama could see it. I'll be very strategic. Sons are in sleeves, diamonds and needles.
what up? Welcome to Brewsing Banter Podcast, where the topic is the rockin' in the well. It'll be the fuel. I'm your host, Rob G. And with me, as always.
What is happening?
the
My name is Lou Belgium. What's my name?
Welcome to the program. How you doing, Lou?
Rob, I'm doing great, man. Thanks for asking. How are you doing today?
I could be doing better, but I mean, emotionally, I'm good. Technology-wise, terrible.
Not the best.
Terrible.
Yeah, you're not your best self technology-wise today.
Yeah, and normally I'm pretty good. Yeah, but I mean, it's one of those days, I guess.
Maybe it's fake rain or something outside.
Yeah, electrical storm. What was that? Electrical magneto storm or something?
Yeah, Magneto's outside your house, you think?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is episode 297 of Brewsing Banter Podcast. If this is your first time joining us, welcome to the show.
Welcome.
For
Hi,
all
guys.
Bruisers and Bruisettes, we are glad you can join us again for another episode of Brewsing Banter Podcast, because we are glad you are here with us today, because we do have a great guest with us this afternoon, this morning, this evening. No, still, what? It is what it is. But so we're going to bring her in. She is the founder of the Hospitality Coalition. Is Morgan Robinson, so we're going to give her a round of applause.
Welcome. The coalition,
Hi,
yes. Hi,
The
Morgan. How are you?
I'm doing good. How are you guys doing?
Awesome.
All right. I guess. We'll see.
In a few minutes.
Yes. Give us some time.
Yeah. But before we get into everything we want to get into, we always like to know what everybody is drinking also. What are we drinking today? And we always start with our guest. So, Morgan, what are you sipping on today?
Mm-hmm.
Grand Marnier on ice.
Oh, yeah.
It is a weekday.
I feel like you are judging me already.
No.
Nah, that's your drink of choice. We asked you to bring your drink of choice. You know, your Tuesday drink of choice is Grand Marnier on ice. Is it a special ice cube or just regular ice cubes?
I just had regular ice cubes today, but normally I'd recommend large cube sphere. But in this moment, I just grabbed some ice, threw it in my glass, and poured my Grand Marnier on that bad boy. So,
do you have one of those sphere ice cube ball makers?
Surely do.
I know it.
If you did Grand Marnier on a Tuesday, you got that.
Yeah.
Yes.
And when you say you actually know the ice difference, it is a difference in the ice.
I mean, it depends.
Versus the sphere versus a larger piece of ice versus crushed ice or smaller ice.
Well, so the sphere and the cube are just slow melting. So essentially, when you are sipping, bourbon, scotch, any orange liqueur, you want it to melt slowly. You don't want it to melt rather quickly because you don't want it to dilute too quickly. So typically, when I make old fashions, I like to use large cubes. Whereas, when I drink a traditional cocktail, I'm usually drinking them up in a martini glass, coupe glass. Or you can do, I'm not really much of a crushed ice drinker in my cocktails just because they melt extremely fast.
Yeah.
So I personally stay away from those, but large, nice 1-inch cubes for my cocktails, slow melting is what I always recommend.
All right.
Wow.
Shout out to the old
That was
fashioned.
impressive.
I love a
Yeah.
good old fashioned.
Yes.
That was coalition talk. In my mind, coalition is
You have
you gonna
no
tell me
idea.
what I don't.
Y'all gonna learn a lot
Yeah,
today.
yeah. Well,
Oh, okay.
me and coalition is very mob tied, so I don't think this is that at all. So I'm very interested in knowing what your coalition's about. For
Yeah.
All
sure.
right. All right, Lou,
Mhm.
what you drinking on?
I am on a journey of being healthier, so it's water for me today.
All right.
Yeah, it won't probably be beer until we see each other at a festival, Rob.
I got you. So
Yeah.
in like 2 weeks.
2 to 3 weeks. Yeah, 2 to 3. But it's been about 4 to 5 with no alcohol. So
All
I'm
right.
lying. I did partake once. I did partake once, and that was fun.
All right.
That's it.
I got
Rob, what
you.
you drinking?
I got from Wilmington Brew Works. It is called This World and the Other. It is a smoked Hellas lager. There it is, the can. I don't know if you can see the can art. It's a lot. There you go. And there
I
you
like
go.
the good smoke. Yeah, how's the smoke on it?
It's light. It's like so it's not overbearing. It's
Okay.
it's it's there. It's present, but not. It's not.
Yeah, I want to
bearing down
be
on
over.
you. It's
I
not
want to be
overbearing.
overbeared. I want to be overbeared with smoke with the smoke beers. Overbear me.
Really.
Mhm.
All right. I mean, you can smell it. Like it smells like a good
Okay.
campfire, or somebody just put something on the barbecue, getting ready to do.
Mhm.
But it is light. I'm not sure what the ABV is on this joint.
They
I'm
never
gonna
really
say
put them on there. They never put them on there though.
Do you
they
guys
wanna
drink
keep-
mezcal?
Mezcal, yes.
Okay.
Do you drink beer?
I do not drink beer.
No.
Oh man.
I'm fine with tasting, like finding a beer that I like. I've not been able to really navigate that. Obviously, a Blue Moon is fine. Not Your Father's root beer definitely is one of my faves, but I'm just not really much of a beer girly.
Understood.
Oh.
Understood.
Yes.
Well, you came
No worries.
to the right place. No.
Yeah. You can always call on us. We'll help you out with that. Grand
Good to
Marnier,
know.
we can find you like Grand Marnier, we can find you a beer.
There you go.
Don't do me
Absolutely.
like that.
No, I'm not even trying to do you like that. Like I'm being serious. Like that would be the first thing I ask you is like, what's your favorite alcoholic drink? And if I'm just assuming because you're drinking Grand Marnier that's what you would say. So that's why I'm not trying. No disrespect, Sphere lady.
Thought you were trying to be funny.
Nope, you'll know. Maybe you won't know.
Well, no, yeah, because you were definitely trying to say, "Hey, what your palate is," and I got you.
Yeah. I was just trying to figure it out.
I'm sure there's some barrel aged,
yeah,
beer that you might be like, "Oh, this tastes like."
Yeah.
An
Anytime
old-fashioned
somebody
myself.
drinks a brown liquor, I always think a barrel aged type of beer they would maybe enjoy.
Right.
Good to know.
Yeah. No disrespect, Morgan. No disrespect at all.
Got it.
Well, everybody seems to be drinking on something. Some things better than others.
Depending on what mood you're in, for sure.
But once again, we want to thank Morgan from Hospitality Coalition for coming on as another. And we'd like to know who you are, why you're here, what you do. And so without further ado, the proverbial floor is yours.
Perfect. Thank you guys so much for having me on. Morgan Robinson, born and raised in Durham, North Carolina, currently residing in Charlotte. I started the Hospitality Coalition because I've been in hospitality for about 20 years next summer. And I wanted to assist with driving revenue back to the industry post-pandemic. So a lot of my fellow, bartenders, servers, managers, owners were all laid off during the pandemic, and some of them couldn't even go back to work in a lot of different areas. So I wanted to curate events and experiences at these local bars. We successfully generated about $40,000 across 7 events. Nice. A lot of nightlife stuff, so heavy drinking. But the intention was to kind of just jolt me in, the promoter event marketing space. I'm a full-time content creator. I have a brand consulting agency where I work with small woman-owned businesses in Charlotte, creating content, marketing plans. So I have my hands in a lot of different things. I am a third of a partner for a cocktail bar here in Charlotte called the Babe Cave. So we have it's a woman-centric cocktail bar. We prioritize women experiences. I built the cocktail menu with a girl that actually competed in my cocktail competition, which I'll eventually tell you guys about in a little bit. Her and I built a cocktail competition. I built the cocktail competition, and she built the menu with me. And so all the cocktails feature all spirits, and they are named after iconic women. So we have a Josephine Baker, a Grace Jones, a Frida the Margarita. We've got a really, really good cocktail menu, if I may say so myself. So
Frida Margarita. Frida, I like that.
Yes, Frida's actually my favorite. The crowd favorite is the Josephine Baker, and that's essentially just a lavender French 75. But we've got, I did kind of like a spin on classic cocktails. So we have a rift of a sidecar, a rift of a French 75, a rift of an old fashioned, just really trying to create our own signature elements within all those classic cocktails.
Nice.
Morgan, take us back. Like, you've been in hospitality, you said, for almost 20 years this summer. Congratulations.
Thank you.
What, how did you start in hospitality? Did you go to college for it? Did you just start waiting tables? Were you a bartender? Like, how does one get started in hospitality and then continue for 20 some odd years?
So I started at Chick-fil-A when I was 14 and a half. So that was when you were allowed to work as 14-year-old. And so I started there. I was at Chick-fil-A for 5.5 years, up until I went to college. So I was the only middle schooler with a job, just for a little bit. And then I transitioned into high school, worked all the way through high school, and then eventually got to where I went to Bethune-Cookman for undergrad. So I tried to transfer to Chick-fil-A down there. Didn't work out. So that kind of jolted me into the nightlife side. So I was a hookah girl and a server for a little bit. And then from there, started working at a pizza shop as essentially just, a checkout girl at the front. From there, I went into my corporate experience. So I ended up transferring to the University of Florida. And at this time, I wanted to be a lawyer. So serving tables and bartending, was my bread and butter that kind of got me through college. But I wanted to be, a sports and entertainment lawyer at this point. And from there, I opened the Red Robin in Gainesville, Florida. Met a lot of lawyers. They were not very happy people. All of my regulars were lawyers that were actually going to the University of Florida for law school. And I quickly found out that I did not want to be a lawyer because I did not want to be a raging alcoholic. So as much as I enjoyed slinging drinks, I didn't want to get high on my own supply. So I'm like, you know what? My trajectory in criminology ends here. So one of my bartenders that were working at Red Robin ended up getting caught drinking on the job. So I was actually thrown behind the bar at that point. So I went from serving to learning how to bartend, and the rest is history. So from there, I went into more nightlife. I was a bottle girl. I worked in fine dining when I was living in Miami. So I actually graduated from University of Florida, moved to Miami, opened a restaurant down there. That's where I got my, button-up dress pants, super, super long apron experience. And that was my actual first introductory into craft cocktails. So these 7, 8, 9, 10-step drinks that's kind of like where I learned that actual experience. And then I learned a little bit about wine during that time. And then, unfortunately, I was working 80 hours a week to survive when I was in Miami. I was working for Benihana Corporate during the day, responding to customer complaints, and then I was serving tables at night. So
at Benihana still?
No. So that was the fine dining restaurant that I was working at. It was called
So
High
you were
Beach
working
Kitchen and
two
Cocktails.
different restaurants.
Essentially, yes. Now with Benihana Corporate, I was a contract worker, so I didn't have to go actually to Benihana. I was just I was on like a random floor in some office building. So
okay.
I was dealing with customer complaints full time, and then going into serving tables at night. Like I said, the most money I have ever made in my entire career up until a couple years ago, but dealing with a lot of human behavior and, arguing with people about why they were charged for their yum yum sauce just got to be completely ridiculous for me. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna transition out of this. So then that's when I decided to move to Charlotte. I started working at a nightclub here in Charlotte for a couple of months, waiting for the Tryon Park Hotel to open, which is a Kempton property. And I was the first person hired to work there. And I helped open the rooftop. And from there, I worked through my corporate hotel experience and ended up quitting right before my 2-year anniversary just because it was no longer aligned with what I was looking for in my career. Very toxic work environment, unfortunately. From there, transitioned into opening another bar here in Charlotte, and then the pandemic happens. And then unfortunately, I'm then jolted, unfortunately, but fortunately, jolted into entrepreneurship, and I've been a full-time entrepreneur since then.
When you say opening, do you mean there that location hasn't been like literally opened yet? Like, are you opening as a server, as a manager? And why are you doing it so many times? Like, is that what you like to do? Do you like to get on with a company and just go to the new place and break ground? You're a break ground person?
Yes, in
Oh,
short.
I can see that about you. Yes.
When I did it for the first time in 2013, I didn't realize that I enjoyed new restaurant openings until I went through the process. That is where I got my most experience from. And saying it out loud, I didn't realize I'd opened that many restaurants.
Yes, if you go back and listen, it's at least 4.
Right. It is.
Yes. Yeah. I think it was like, if I could remember correct, I think it was like 6.
Yeah. Okay.
So I've been a part of a lot of opening teams, and for that I'm thankful, because
in different genres of the hospitality too that you've opened up. You did bars, restaurants. Yeah, that's cool.
Yes.
Cool. Continue.
My location that was down in Miami was actually supposed to be like a resort, but they ended up having to cut that project short because they just lost funding. So I wanted the only experience that I have a couple things I don't have experience in. So I did want to open a resort. I know a hotel is similar, but resorts are insane. So I never got to open a resort. I never got to go to culinary school. That is not something I desire to do. And then I really do want to be like sommelier trained. So me opening this cocktail bar in Charlotte is the most like hands-on I've ever been. I had never drawn out architectural plans. Like, I'm literally sitting here talking to architects and general contractors and figuring out, where does plumbing need to go? Where do the outlets need to go? Like those things. I'd never gotten to be a part of that process. So, all 6 of those openings kind of prepped me for actually opening a bar. We turned a 1957 warehouse into a full service cocktail bar. So the building had never been operable before. And our landlord had been sitting on the project for a couple of years. And I literally saw it and was like, this is our new home. And, shortly after we signed the lease, and I was in there arguing with general contractors and architects and, the city and fire and police. And it was a process. But the hardest thing I have ever done in my entire life, I can definitely say that. But I'm super grateful.
Yeah. When did it open? When
so
this
April,
you talking about the Babes?
Babe Cave, yes.
Babe Cave,
so that opened last April, not the one that just passed, but 2024. But we saw the project in 2023. And unfortunately we had to rezone the neighborhood because it is in a historically Black neighborhood. So we did something very historic, if I may say so ourselves, like having 2 Black women come in, rezone a neighborhood and put a bar in this neighborhood was a huge deal. So
Absolutely.
But it was a process. It took about 4 to 5 months for us to officially get the neighborhood rezoned before we could even sign our LOI to get the lease, and then construction began.
What was the rezoning for? Like what?
So it was just zoned for warehouse, and we needed to
the building. Rezone the building.
Yep.
Gotcha. Okay, understood.
And then we had to then rezone it for bar and restaurant. So that was the biggest thing with that.
Now, I know you already mentioned it. Like you said, you went from, it was COVID, and then you moved over to entrepreneurship. So what was the first thing you did when you said, hey, I want to be an entrepreneur now?
So I'd already gotten my So like December 2020, I graduated with my master's degree in business administration with a concentration in marketing. So I actually did end up wrapping up my criminology degree. I just didn't go to law school. So I went back to school for business. And that's when I graduated that December with my master's degree. And I had a digital camera. I've been studying marketing. So at this point, I saw the wave of, content creation before it was even cool to call it that. I saw that transition where I was just like, I need to start creating content. So from there, I started to take my camera out. I was doing a lot of photography, short form video content before it was called that, and got my first client. I quit my job in like mid-October. I signed my very first client November 1st, and she was actually my biggest testimony. Because we actually ended up going viral in about 8 months, and she was generating about $50,000 a month from social media. So she was my very first client, my biggest testimony. And she's kind of got my footing in, the content creation marketing space. So agency, but not agency. I didn't want to turn into a full-fledged agency, but the agency turned me every which way but loose. So unfortunately, I had to figure it out. So yeah.
Huh. You got some she got a lot of skills. She got a lot of skills.
Her skill set is vast. Her skill set is vast.
All over the place.
Yeah. You said something that I've never heard before. You said 7, 8, 9 point drinks? Did I say that right? What is that?
So any ingredient in a cocktail is considered a step. So if you have for espresso martini, right? I can share this recipe because it's just a standard recipe. It's not that big of a deal. You have your vodka, you have your espresso martini, you have your actual espresso, and then you have your simple syrup, and then you have your coffee liqueur. So that would be considered a 5-step cocktail because you have 5 ingredients. Now that's not including touching the glass, the tins, the ice. Like there's your craft cocktails are between 4 to 9 steps depending on what it is that you are trying to do. So that espresso martini, every ingredient is considered a step. So craft cocktails, range between 7, 8, 9 steps, depending on where you go.
The more ingredients make it more crafty.
Make it more crafty, but also increases your ticket time as well. So people don't think about the fact that, you having a 9-step cocktail means it's probably going to take about, 3 minutes to make. That wouldn't be ideal in a high volume bar. So I don't recommend it. But people, you live and you learn. So I've got one cocktail on my menu right now. That's an 8-step cocktail, and it's our version of a sidecar, and it's a phenomenal cocktail. It just takes so long.
Yeah. Now are there 10, 11 double digit step drinks?
I'm sure.
Okay. But they're not normally in bar settings. That's more of a setting where you're looking forward taking it to take time.
I would definitely say so there's a cocktail bar here in Charlotte, and every time I do a podcast, I'm live, I always plug this cocktail bar. So Idlewild is by far one of my favorite bars in Charlotte. They do not have a cocktail menu, and they actually build cocktails based upon what mood you are in. So Rob, Lou, if you guys were to go to the bar and they say, what are you in the mood for? Are you feeling boozy, smoky, sweet, spicy, savory? And they will literally build a cocktail based upon what you are experiencing in that moment. So it's a very
melancholy, yo.
Melancholy. Yeah, I like that. You got to find an emotion. You got to find a good emotion to give.
I promise you, they will figure it out. I don't know the science behind it, but they are phenomenal. They probably have 11, 12 sub cocktails on their menu because they are a cocktail bar. So like, yes, the Babe Cave is a cocktail bar. I stop at 9 steps, so I'm not going into the double digits. That is a hard no for me. We are stopping at 9 and just kind of going from there.
Okay. What else goes on in the Babe Cave?
So was just telling you about Brandy's party. So Brandy actually did a day party with us this past Saturday. She had 650 RSVPs. We have 400 people show up. Our space is 3,300 square feet. I don't know how the hell we figured it out, but we did. That's great time. Yeah, the ladies they were boots on the ground. It was line dancing. They was wobbling. They was drinking. They were eating ice cream. I made Brandy wanted a like popsicle cocktail, so I made her a poptail, and so the girlies were enjoying that because everybody likes creating content and they love taking pictures of their drinks. So I wanted to create a really cute cocktail that I thought the ladies would enjoy. That didn't cost me too much. So it gave me the opportunity to kind of like flex my creative muscle in that regard. But yes, day parties. I teach the cocktail classes there. We've got candle making classes, floral classes, brunch on Sunday, girl dinner on Friday. So just experiences just centered around what women enjoy. So cocktails, big bites, photo moments, you know, that type of fun thing.
I know you said the BBK was a woman's center. Was that your thought process going in? Like when you first thought about, hey, let me start a cocktail bar. That was
transparently enough. When I was living in Miami, I wanted to open a nightclub called the Cartel. And
coalition, cartel. You see, I know it. You said no. You told me no earlier. Look at you. You a mobster. You was straight up Joe Pesci.
Paquito. Just a little bit. So, wanted to open a nightclub, and I wanted it to be a woman-centric nightclub where the cocktails were actually named after women drug dealers. So,
really?
Forward.
Really? Really, Morgan? Oh, we know the name of this episode, Griselda. Jesus
Great cocktail. I had a cocktail named after her and everything.
I know you did. Morgan,
So,
shame on
funny
you.
enough,
Shame
why
on
is
you
it shame on me?
Because you made me feel like I wasn't on point, and I was right on point. You love Scarface. Goodfellas is your favorite movie. You watched every episode of The Sopranos, The Wire. That's all you. And you try to act like you like Disney movies. You don't.
I love Disney movies.
Bang, bang, shoot 'em up. Pocahontas and Mulan when she's shooting and killing and warring. That's the Disney you like.
Definitely. I like the violent side of Disney.
We
the violent side of Disney.
Violent side of Disney, please.
It's wild.
Take me to the adult side, please.
I don't think anybody's ever said that sentence before. That's a good sentence.
Her favorite,
the violent side of Disney.
Her favorite character is Scar. Like, hey, I love that.
I feel like you do root for the villains. I feel like you do got an affinity.
Hold on now. It depends.
Ursula's your girl.
Yes,
you like
Ursula, Maleficent.
Yes,
all of them. Yes.
Yep. Hunchback. You know, because Hunchback wasn't Beast. You like Beast. I know you do.
Beast, Rumpelstiltskin. All of the villain characters. Like.
All right.
Yeah. We pulled that out of you. Ain't had a podcast pull that one out of you before. Poquito.
I mean, you guys haven't met me in person. Everybody knows that I relic in my villain era, and I 10 toes down recommend it for everybody. So this is the first time you guys have ever met me. So good job pointing that out within 30, 45 minutes. That's pretty good.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Rob. Good job, Rob. Give us some
relish in your villain era.
I enjoy my villain era.
That's the name of the podcast.
I have two questions about your villain era. I think we may not get back to the hospitality. The first question is, who is your favorite villain? Who is your favorite villain? It could be cartoon, gangster, whoever. Who is your favorite villain?
Okay, so have you guys seen Moana?
Yes.
So Moana, when she found out that Te-Fiti was actually Taka, by far my favorite, like, first of all, I'm a Gemini, so that is very on brand for me, where it's like, Moana had no idea that was the exact same person. So I think that Taka was definitely my number one favorite villain. If I had to pick, a Disney-ish movie, right?
Okay.
I would definitely say that Taka was my favorite villain. Because something was stolen from her,
right?
And she decided to kill everything. The fish, the trees, the plants, poisoning the water supply. Like, at that point, you stole something from me, so I am just going to steal life from you
Yes.
all.
Yes.
So
So you believe in scorched earth? You believe in scorched earth?
Yeah,
Ah,
Kaiser.
100%.
Kaiser Sosa. Yeah, Kaiser.
100%.
Kaiser Sosa, you miss a payment on Kaiser Sosa, he'll kill you, your kids, your family, your kids' kids.
Jesus.
The line is gone. The line is gone. To
Whole
Kaiser, same way.
lineage.
She's like, I don't want
Lineage is
the
gone.
earth to be here no more. Like, y'all are done.
She was going to
Okay.
take everything with her.
I respect that. I was not expecting that at all. So this is good. This is good. Now your villain era. That's what we said earlier. How are you? What does that even mean? How do you walk down the street in your villain era and not go to jail? Like, give me an example that's not Halloween where you're just in your villain. Are you in your villain era today?
I'm in my villain era in this stage of my life. So I think that we have to just understand the villain era is just more so a setting boundaries, saying no, being very intentional about prioritizing myself, my peace, the things that I need, how I deserve to be served. I'm not out here slaying women and children on the side of the road. But I'm definitely being very defensive with my boundaries and being very intentional about ensuring that, you know, I'm only surrounded by people that have the ability to serve me, because I do serve everybody at the highest power. I want to ensure that I'm only surrounding myself with people that do the exact same thing. So if you're not filling my cup, you're going to have to go and get. So
I like that. I like that definition of villain, because if I say these are my boundaries, a person that's not respecting you looks at you as a bad person. So yeah, I'm a villain to you, but you don't necessarily think you're a villain in your story. And normally the villains don't think they're villains. Like the Joker don't think he a bad guy. He just out here blowing up hospitals.
Literally. And doesn't even think twice about it.
It was definitely a reason.
I don't know what
good.
villain didn't have a reason though. Like if we really sit and think about it, you know, this is a reason why, you know, Hollywood is brilliant, because you begin to sympathize and empathize with the villain, with the antagonist of the story. Like even Bane with Batman, right? He was literally born in the darkness, and people think that he's just this awful person. It's just like, no, fortunately Batman needed to go through the dark in order to truly appreciate the light, and people don't talk about that often.
All right.
Coalition.
Not the Black Power fist.
Yes.
I think we're getting to know your personality as we sit here.
There's a lot of layers to it.
Yeah. That villain is like a soft villain, because people think you a villain because you don't like I'm not going bungee jumping with you. I'm not doing what you want me to. Like, I don't want to do that today. But maybe 3 weeks from now I may want to go. But that's the boundary I set. And if you have a problem, kick rocks and call me a bad guy. That's fine.
Because they're going to do it anyways. At the end of the day, we are all a villain in somebody's story on this earth. So at this point, I'm just going to enjoy being the villain, because I'm going to be that anyways. So
I ain't even mad about that. And most of the time, people don't even think you're a villain. I'm pretty sure you're a sweetheart. You seem like a nice person that just don't really.
Nope, she's not. The way she cut her eyes.
I changed my mind. I definitely changed my mind. I was thinking quirky a little bit and set strong boundaries, but no, she don't give a fuck at all. Like that.
But see, I'm quirky. I set boundaries, but I also don't give a fuck. So it's like there's so many different. Yes, I'm a Gemini, but I'm not a traditional Gemini. So I'm not moody. I'm very, very consistent in my emotions. Almost to a fault.
One, don't give a fuck. One,
that's it. That is the literal emotion. That is the lane. I do not waver out of this at all. It's like, if you bring it to Morgan, be prepared for her to look at you. And y'all hear my voice, so like I've got a very like monotone voice, so that also doesn't help. So it's me staying in this lane, not giving a fuck, and I'm monotone. Motherfuckers be like,
what you mean by that? What did you mean by that? I said what I said.
I said exactly what I said.
I said, get out of my face. I don't.
And then I've got like chronic. I know y'all don't see it now, but I have chronic resting bitch face. So the way that I look and the way that I sound, it kind of just takes people by surprise.
They said you enjoy to hang out with, so
I've heard so many people. I haven't heard any of these things. Now it's coming out.
The truth is coming out.
Yeah. All right. I don't even. Should we go back to the Hospitality Coalition, and you want to tell us more about how that got started?
Yes. So started Hoko during the pandemic. It was an idea in my phone. And I had a conversation with someone that was my business partner at the time. And, we decided to just kind of go full force. Her and I ended up splitting after a couple of events because I just had a different direction that I wanted to go with the business and the brand. I was doing one event per month and it was damn near killing me. Like I was completely exhausted, going from one campaign to the next. Now, obviously that helped with sales because I was just rolling over the momentum to the next one. But it was just taking a lot of energy out of me, unfortunately. So I got to my first cocktail competition and I realized this is the jam. Like this is the one. This is the one that I'm going to do for the rest of my life. And the reason I literally have this like core memory where it hit me when I realized that because 8 women compete, they make one cocktail the entire night and we have 150 attendees. So if you guys pull up, you will be drinking 8 cocktails in one night. And at the end of the night, you need to judge and vote on your favorite.
Oh, it's a people's
cocktail.
choice?
Yes.
It's a people's choice?
Yes. I have both. I have a
Whoever's still standing.
Yeah.
That's actually the truth. Unfortunately, that is the truth. But that's the reason why I want people to pace themselves. Like I tell people, I'm like, if you guys get to the event on time, you can take your time. Because I always also feed everybody. Last year we had fried chicken, biscuits, and charcuterie and all types of really fun things.
Oh, okay.
So if you get to the event on time, you don't have to rush to consume 8 cocktails. People, of course, do not listen. So they get there and they're just like double fisting. And I'm like, wait, you're going to like completely blow your palate out. You're not going to be able to taste anything.
Yeah.
So the goal is for you to get there, to socialize, network, pace yourselves, have conversations about the cocktails, get to know the girls. Because my number one qualifier is the girls have to be nominated and they have to be actively working in. I'm trying not to. Lou, we can hear you.
I thought I was muted. My bad.
No.
I was burping, guys. I had some burps going on.
I think they know. I think they already know.
Yeah. I'm just letting you know. It was
That's why I kept going because I was like, they're not going to think that is me on this podcast burping.
Morgan out here coalition these burps out. It was Morgan, guys.
It was not me, guys. I was still talking. Y'all heard me.
Keep that in.
That's
Keep that in.
Yes,
My bad, guys. I did not need to know.
So that's the plan, is like at the end of the night, we have the cash prizes, which the judges, I have 3 judges that are industry professionals. They vote on that. And then I have the People's Choice Awards, which my 150 attendees will vote on that. But the number one thing that hit me was a lot of these girls had never even been offered the opportunity to compete. And the big thing being a competition bartender is some of these competitions are huge where they're just like, if you haven't competed before, you need to go and get, right?
Oh,
whereas they have to have experience as a competition bartender because there's a lot on the line, it's a lot at stake at this point. So each competition I've had, so this will be year 5 this year. And I think of the amount of, I think about 50% of the girls have just never competed before. It was their first time getting the opportunity. And then my competition set them up to then apply for other competitions after mine. So that was
you don't have to win your competition. You just have to get it on your resume. You just have to compete one or twice, 2 times. Okay, good.
Yep. Because then there was one girl that competed with me. Unfortunately, she got second place the year before last, and then she actually ended up getting flown out to do a Liquor 43 competition where she came in 3rd place in the country. So it's like kind of creating like a launch pad for the girls to be able to go to completely different heights. The girl that won my competition last year went to London to compete on behalf of the United States. So it's like truly giving, women these opportunities to showcase their skill sets and talents.
And that's such a new genre, a niche that I never even knew, like competition bartending.
So your competition's a big deal.
Your resumes for.
Your competition's a big deal, I see.
Thanks. Yes, I like to think so. It's to the point where I don't have to like actively source girls anymore. I kind of reach out to my contacts. I'm like, look, guys, I got 8 slots. You got 3 days to figure it out. So I'm extremely grateful for Charlotte's support. because even, no offense, common folk wouldn't be invited to an industry competition, right? Any other competition that happens, you've got to be in the industry to get invited to something like that. So the fact that I created a cocktail competition and I have an industry element, but I'm inviting consumers, and I'm literally walking around my event and watching people have conversations with other bartenders that, oh, you work at so-and-so, you work at so-and-so, like, you made this cocktail that I love. Like, just watching the conversations happen around food and beverage just truly warms my heart, because it means that not only are consumers becoming more serious about their cocktails, the industry individuals are finding that consumers actually care about what they are drinking. They are not interested in, Long Island iced teas and liquid marijuanas anymore. Like, we are wanting, that craft cocktail experience. So that means that I'm doing exactly what I'm supposed to be doing.
So is Hospitality Coalition now primarily the bartending competition? Is that okay?
That's correct.
Right.
And then you do like with working with Brandy and other entities, do like day parties or whatever has to be done through the Babe Cave. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So the Babe Cave is a separate entity from HOCO, but I'm leveraging my experience, to support, because I have a friend that has a mobile bartending business. My whole crew is straight food and beverage at this point. So HOCO is a premier partner. That is how I want to just kind of showcase it, where if someone is wanting to do an event, they need the resources, they're looking for mobile bartenders, if they're looking for event curators, if they're looking for promoters and somebody to sell tickets, I just want to position HOCO as like the ultimate hospitality partner. My goal is, monopoly allegations at some point in time. Because I do think that there needs to be an entity that is for the industry, but also for the people. So, and I would like for HOCO to kind of be that entity.
And I have a question about the competition. How often do you have the competition? Is it just yearly?
So yes, as of right now, it's yearly. I'm having conversations about taking it to Charleston next year, as well as New Orleans. So New Orleans has a massive like food and beverage like conference that's like damn near 14 days. So I would love to put my cocktail competition within the experience, because it's just aligned with everything that it's a lot of R&D. They talk a lot about the age of mocktails, the death of nightclubs. We talk about, it's literally just talking shop for, 14 straight days. So my goal is to take it on the road next year. I'll keep Charlotte as HQ. And then I'll introduce 1 to 3 other cities. So South Beach is a goal, Charleston.
Wilmington.
Philly. I was saying Philly. I said Philly because it's a bigger city.
Yeah, but people can come. But she said no.
I didn't say no. I didn't say
you gave the RBC.
Well, eventually, I did not give her. I was smiling. That's not RBF.
She said, "Fuck the East Coast, Upper East Coast, the Middle Atlantic."
We don't do that.
I don't live in those markets, so I would love an event partner that would be able to assist with.
I know
who's going to source the girls. Who's going to help me get tickets. So, like, there's just a couple things that I would need support in.
I know a name of a production company I could tell you about off air.
Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
So how did you land on the name Hospitality Coalition? Because the acronym is crazy.
Yeah,
it's amazing. So I was walking through downtown Durham with my brother, and I was venting to him about my frustrations with hospitality and how, North Carolina doesn't recognize unions. And I said, I need to create a coalition for the hospitality industry. And my brother said, HOCO. And I was like, shit. Okay, cool. We literally were sitting at the bar drinking, I think we were drinking coffee at that point. And I made the logo on Canva, and the Hospitality Coalition stuck, acronym HOCO for short. So it was literally, we were walking through the city and I was like, I need a coalition for the hospitality industry. And then bam, that was how it happened.
That's all right. That's all right.
I'll continue to call it Hospitality Coalition.
Why?
That's totally fine if you want to.
she gives both names are okay.
I had another question.
Wait, do you have an issue with HOCO?
No, I was just when I was typing it, I was like, Hoko is crazy. Me typing Hoko, it just felt funny when I was typing it in.
I just think of old Howard Johnson's.
Oh, okay, that's what you think of?
Yeah, Hojo, the Hojo.
Got you.
You get some Hoko at the Hojo.
I get a lot of jokes with Hoko because the men be like, "Are the hoes at Hoko?"
Oh shit! I just got that one.
That's what I was.
Is that why those three dudes was there?
Right.
They misread the sign.
They definitely misread something.
Because she said the Hoko, who gonna source the girls? I'm like, what the fuck is going on
here? Yes, because it's only female bartenders. It's not.
Listen,
she's uplifting the female species, sir.
I'm doing what I can.
Yeah. I get it. She's sourcing bartenders. She's not sourcing escorts.
I got you.
Yeah, that's a different type of hospitality.
I'm not interested in that. That has popped up on my algorithm. There's some girl in Belgium that runs a brothel, so she has actually come up in my algorithm at some point in time, just kind of talking about what a 14-hour day for her looks like, and I'm like, girl, this is a lot of work, babe. But
yes, it is a 14-hour day.
Yes, and her day normally doesn't start. I think it was like her day started at like 3 a.m. and it ran until her clients all had to go to their 9-to-5 jobs. So she broke down the shifts where her like corporate executives were coming in to meet the girls. So they would come in, 3 a.m. until 8 a.m. That would be one shift. And then she went through the 9-to-5 shift. So the executives that I guess work in the nightlife space would come in from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. And then she would go into the like after hours happy hour crew. They would come in from 5 until 7 p.m. And then the dinner crew would come in from 7 to 10. Like she literally broke down her schedule and she broke down the types of individuals that are in each category. It was truly fascinating.
That is. The fact that you waking up at 2 a.m. to make it to the brothel by 3. Because you got an appointment and you got
a work meeting at 8 a.m.
And you got to talk to Japan on the phone at 6. So let me get in here real quick. I got a 3 o'clock appointment. Oh my god!
Yes.
Opening up the brothel at 3 for the Waffle House crowd is nuts.
They cannot afford.
You never know. Waffle House good sometimes.
Sometimes
it's really good.
Sometimes.
Yeah. If you got the right cook, the right grease stains and stuff, it's all right.
Yeah, so we know your algorithm is fascinating as well. You're just a fascinating person.
Algorithm, a fascinating young lady. Yes, she is.
It's like food, beverage, brothel. It gets interesting over there. But technically, a brothel is hospitality, so it's like it is a line.
Yeah. That's how we got there. You said you don't cross that line, but you are in. They are cousins. They had the family reunion together.
They are serving. They are serving something.
Mm-hmm. I got you.
Yes.
And you got to get paid at the end of it. So.
Correct. Yeah.
I was about to say, what was I about to say? Oh, in terms of the competitions and stuff like that, is like, do you win something? I guess that would be the question. Or are these events sponsored by like large beverage brands?
So. First question, yes. So there are 4 prizes. So first, second, and third place get $500, $300, and $100 cash. Nice. And then the People's Choice Award gets a like custom trophy that I have made every year. So there are 4 prizes, and then there's obviously honorable mentions. So a girl that didn't necessarily make any of the 4 prizes, but she's still notable to make sure that we mention. So those are the prizes, and then. Beverage brands are very challenging to navigate and work with because let me figure out how I want to say this. They are not necessarily interested in spending money in places that they know you're going to spend the money anyways.
Damn.
So, and I think
that's cold-hearted.
That's truly it's okay.
I mean, business is cold-blooded, but that's crazy. Yeah.
they're just like, you have a cocktail competition, you're gonna spend the money on the liquor anyways.
Yeah,
So
you're going about it. Yeah.
the past 3 years, I've been very fortunate to work with small brands. So, small batch local distilleries, that only, distill a couple thousand cases. So they are in positions to be more helpful, but the only challenge with them is they don't have liquid. So they're usually only giving me product, which that doesn't necessarily help me with the overall bill. So this year I am betting on myself, and I will just be going after corporations for sponsorship. Because I would love Hoko invites you to the Battle of the Babes cocktail competition powered by, that's the direction that I'm wanting to go in. Cause I also want a TV show. So my goal, going into next year in January, I'll begin filming for a full segment where I do want to have my own TV show of the cocktail competition on Food Network or something of that nature. So, I don't know if you guys watch Drink Masters, phenomenal series. It really truly gave a lot of people perspective into how deep the cocktail game really gets and how, emotionally charged it can be. So I want like Drink Champs meets Drink Masters meets Love and Hip Hop. Like that's like the kind of the energy that I'm wanting to.
Yeah. So
that is the energy that I want.
Yeah, just drinks and black that shit up.
Yeah, a lot of drink throwing. Yeah.
No, I don't. Okay, hold on.
Just
now.
black it up. Just black it up. She didn't say ghetto, but you kind of did when you said love and hip hop. You kind of did.
Okay, well maybe like Real Housewives of like Potomac or Real Housewives of Orange County. I don't know. Okay, I just need some drama. And the thing about I've been in this industry, I need some reality, right? And the thing about this industry, it's very dramatic. So we don't necessarily have to fabricate much of anything. We just need to record. So that's more so. I also understand that I will have to insert, a little bit more drama than I personally would like for rating purposes. But I definitely think that there is an opportunity to put together a full series. Like Hell's Kitchen is one of my favorite TV shows. It truly shows you how scary it can get in a fine dining kitchen. I've dodged some frying pans. And you never like it comes with the territory, unfortunately. Yeah. So yeah.
Now I have one. I think I have one more question. I may, who knows? But I know that the Hoko, the coalition is more women centric. What?
I'm laughing at Rob.
What you do, Rob?
The whole coalition.
The whole coalition. I thought I called it the whole coalition, but I call it the whole coalition.
Close enough. I get it.
Yeah, I'm trying. Ever since Rob did that whole thing, it's fucking me up.
That whole thing.
The whole the hospitality coalition, is with inviting all the ladies to do the bartending competitions, having Brandy and other women working with them to do parties and things with having the Babe Cave and having that women founded and things like that. It seems like you're very women centric in what you want to do and promote. So I just wanted you to talk more about why and the reason for that. I just wanted you to have that platform.
Yes, I appreciate it. Great question. I think that I've always been a very communal woman. I've been playing, or I was up until I guess I retired. I've been playing team sports my entire life. Played volleyball and softball for years.
When did you retire? When did you retire?
Do you want a year?
No. How far did you go?
So I ended up, because I transferred out of Bethune-Cookman into the University of Florida. I was trying to walk on at Bethune-Cookman because I actually was third in the state at some point in time. Like my actual high school was third in the state. So I had one of the highest batting averages in Durham.
Oh,
no, this was softball.
Softball.
Yes.
Okay.
But I had a full ride to go to North Carolina Central, and I did not want to go. So I had a full ride to go to Central. I had a partial to go to Peace and Meredith. Pick your head up, Rob. Don't do me like that.
We just saying, we just saying these kids is getting these full rides and going. These we talking about ours. They get these full rides, they out.
I said no. Not apologize about it. I said I'm good.
Yes.
And it's just because I wasn't interested in staying in Durham, my hometown.
I'm about to say that's
That's
close.
true.
Yeah,
That is true. You got it. Yep, North Carolina. Yep.
Wasn't interested in that.
Say less.
So
You got
I
it.
then
Makes
decided
sense.
to move to Florida at that point. And that's when I tried to walk on to the softball team that they had there. But I cared a little bit more about my education than I did about playing ball. So that was when I decided to transfer to UF. And I just played club when I was there. So, and club was just comprised of all the girls that didn't make the Division I team. So we just won every single, literally dominated every game we ever played. So it just worked out the way that I wanted it to. I do miss volleyball. I do miss softball. I'm trying to put together, some pickup volleyball, softball games here in Charlotte now, but didn't necessarily go in the direction that I thought I wanted to, but I'm glad that I chose the path that I did, because at the end of the day, making money and starting businesses was a little bit more important than me, playing ball. So especially since they got rid of a lot of the Olympic teams for women specifically at that point. So I said, it looks like my career was going to end here anyways. So let me just go ahead and wrap this thing up right now. So, when it came to me being women-centric, it just had a lot to do with women not being given the platform to showcase their skills, their abilities. And that was like my biggest gripe and frustration was, first of all, we all know the future is female. So it's like, why are we not giving women the opportunity to showcase their skill sets, their talents, their knowledge, their abilities, as well as our ability to birth human beings out of our bodies. So I didn't want to continue to fall subject to some of the things that a lot of my, classmates and friends of that nature, where it's like, oh, I just want to be a stay-at-home mom, or I wasn't interested in none of that. I'd rather be a boss babe than a stay-at-home mom. So when it came to the cartel and the Babe Cave and Hoko, it was truly just to create a platform. I desire to elevate as many women as I possibly can on a regular basis. I built a strong 6-figure business off of working with woman-owned businesses. I've had 2 male clients in the 5 years that I've been in business. So me and women, we just get it. And I just have the ability to speak the necessary language. And I know that it's not always going to be easy. And I know sometimes that it can be debilitating being woman focused, but I just need men to understand that we are seeking allyship. We are seeking support. We are seeking elevation, because if you continue to put women in positions of power and places to change and evolve and elevate the world, we'll figure everything out. And my Instagram name is true.matriarch. So I do argue with a lot of men on a regular basis on the internet about my Instagram name. I'm sure you guys know Villain Era. I have no problem. I have no problem arguing with strangers on the internet. I'm very much so that girl. But anti-patriarchy, anti-misogyny, and just wanting to have more intentional conversations about how dangerous white supremacy is, dangerous, the misogyny and the patriarchy is. So I am for the babes full time, not when it's convenient, not when I'm trying to make money, but I live and die by this. I will die on this hill. So, and I'm fine with that.
All right.
Very well said. Very well said. Cheers.
Absolutely. I was about to say a question. Oh, did you ever give us a time when the competition? When is the competition?
September 28th. It is a darty. So we are day partying with the cocktail competition this year. This is the first year that I've ever done it on a Sunday. And it's normally on a Monday night, and I get DMs, emails, phone calls, text messages, smoke signals, people pissed that it is on a Monday. And I'm dropping the flyer when we hop off tonight, and I'm gonna be like, don't y'all ever say I ain't did nothing for y'all, because it is on a Sunday afternoon. It has always been on a Monday. My events are always on Mondays. So, but it's because I don't want to compete with
hospitality.
Yes,
right.
correct.
I got
Yep.
you.
So this
That makes
year
sense.
it is September 28th from 4 to 8 p.m. at the Tryon Park Hotel on the 19th floor at Merchant and Trade.
Now, is Darty something that people use, or you just try that out on here?
That is a first for me. That's definitely a first for me. I was so confused. I'm so glad she brought it up.
You just showed your age.
And then hold on. Definitely older than you. We're definitely older than you. I'm an old ass man if you're gonna call me a Darty. If you ask me to go to a Darty, I have no idea. We have our public transportation system here is called the Dart. So when you said Darty, I was like, is she from Delaware? Is this how she rides the bus?
I knew what you meant, but I never heard it.
Not me. I didn't know one thing about a Darty until you said it right after you said it. I was like, she riding buses.
It makes perfect sense.
It does.
I get it.
We're hearing new words. Every lady that we have on our show that does competitions has new words. We heard celebrities last time. Yeah. And now we're hearing Darty. I'm hearing new words all the time. Delaware celebrities are called celebrities.
Celebrities, got it.
Yes.
And now when I go to day party, I'm like, we in this Darty.
We in the Darty, baby. I'm in this Darty.
Because
let's get this Darty starties.
Yeah,
I'm showing my age. Day parties work for my age group. So.
Yes, absolutely. We definitely need to be calling it Darties. Yeah, so we definitely invented Darties by proxy.
Y'all did. You did. You just needed the terminology. It just makes sense.
I had no idea until that. Thank you for wonderful.
Yes, you're learning something new every day.
Absolutely. A Darty. Wow.
Yeah. So what is your favorite drink? Did we get to that? I know you're drinking Grand Marnier, but is that your favorite drink?
No. So I love a good spicy margarita. So spicy marg is my go-to. On the rocks, hold the rim. I don't need it. But it's reposado tequila, orange liqueur, fresh lime juice, simple syrup. Jalapeno simple syrup would be great, or I'll tolerate jalapeno bitters. But I love, and I can drink those bad boys spring, summer, winter, fall. I don't care.
That's a 4. That's a 4 point.
That is a 4 point. Good job.
Thank you.
Oh, he know. He going.
He listening.
I learned 2 things today.
Yeah,
taking a 4 point at a Darty, baby. You gonna be in there,
yeah. My 4 point at my Darty. We gonna get this party.
That
started.
is a 4 touch at a Darty. Good job.
You know, it's funny. I had a super spicy margarita. I don't even know how people drink it. They must have used ghost peppers and like soaked it for like something for like 40 hours. That thing was, I couldn't even, it was like, oh my.
Yeah. Did you finish it?
No, I did not. Like you could feel the burning as soon as you put it on your lip. I was like,
bro, what are we doing?
That's too spicy.
Like you almost got to sign a waiver for that.
Definitely do. I'm suing.
Morgan, what out of the 5 competitions that you have, does any of the drinks that the ladies made, does any 1 or 2 stand out to you? Not necessarily the winners, but one you personally just can't forget.
One of the girls last year made a cucumber infused cocktail last year, and she infused it. So she literally she did Sutler's Gin. So Sutler's Gin is made out of Winston-Salem, and she used gin.
Shout out to the Rams.
Yes. And she made her own bitters. She made her own liqueur. Wow. Shorty was literally in the lab going nuts. The only thing she needed from me was the gin. So she came to the table with everything. And her cocktail was as green as the label of our names right now. Her cocktail was that green. So I was like, this gonna be a healthy cocktail. Who the hell? I tasted this damn drink, and my mind just literally exploded because she did the large cube that was also infused with the remnants of the cocktail. So as the ice was melting, it was getting further infused for every sip. And I was like, dude, this level of engineering is science. Is chef's kiss.
Yeah.
And she won second place.
September 28th in Charlotte, Rob.
Yeah.
On a Sunday.
On a Sunday.
It's a Darty.
It's a Darty, though, Rob.
It's a Darty, Rob. Don't do that.
It gotta be. You drinking 8 drinks. I gotta recover.
8 of them bad boys, and it's gonna be
Yeah.
vodka, gin, tequila, bourbon.
Oh, no,
might
you
be
mixing
some scotch,
shit? Oh no, I can't go.
What? So is it whatever the ladies decide, or it's up to the drink is up to them? Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
So
Cool.
the parameters, you get a base liquor, you get a liqueur. I highly recommend you make it. Bitters, syrups, they make those as well. I obviously have no problem providing citrus, so juices, all that good stuff. But we're getting to the point where these girls are getting very intense with these cocktails where they are damn near making everything. So
yeah.
this year I'm adding in a surprise element. You know how you watch the cooking shows and they add in like that surprise element? My surprise element this year is I have a farm sponsor that used to be one of my clients. So the element is they have to go to the farm to pick one of the elements from the actual farm, and that has to be in their cocktail. So it can be a garnish, it can be infused, whatever it is. So this year I'm going surprise ingredient, and I'll tell them about a week or two before where they've got to add this element in. I did want to do the sustainable cocktail, but I felt like that was a bit too aggressive because sustainable cocktails are a lot of work and they take a lot of time in preparation. So I might run with that one for 2026.
I guess I gotta ask now. What the hell is a sustainable cocktail?
Yep, thank you.
So
I was right on my tongue.
I was gonna see if you were gonna ask, or if your patriarchy and your pride was gonna be like, I'm not gonna ask that.
No, I have no patriarchy and pride in this show. We fight for Black women to be on this show.
Perfect.
So
Yes.
this is why you have this platform. Yes, for real.
So the sustainable cocktail is essentially the no waste cocktail. So every element that is in the cocktail has to be used at some point in time in the drink. So whether it be
Like
the
rind
lemon
and all that
peel,
kind of
the
stuff?
rind, the pulp, the compost, everything has to be used. So it does, like I said, it does require a lot of work and a lot of time and preparation to have a no waste cocktail.
And you said it's like 100 drinks each bartender is creating, correct? Or making.
Correct. So it's 150 is the baseline. This year we're shooting for 250 guests, so the girls will have to make at least 300 cocktails. So
how does that? Wow. So you're this lady infusing these green things, and she's infusing for 200 to 250 cocktails that she has to provide. When she's provided, is she just constantly making these drinks for 4 hours?
It's gonna be like 4 ounces or something like that. It can't be like a whole drink.
Yeah, no, it's only 4 ounces. You can't drink. Well, I mean, your average cocktail is 5.5 ounces, and you guys didn't know that. So any cocktail that comes in a coupe glass, anything that comes in a rocks glass is usually about that 5.5, max 6 ounces. So you shake it, it dilutes it a little bit, and it gets you about that 5.5. So the cups that I provide are 4-ounce cocktails. So the girls typically would batch a good percentage of their ingredients. So that way, for example, with Cecilia, when she had her cucumber-based cocktail, she had all of her syrups, mixtures, juices, garnish, all that stuff are all not the garnish, but already mixed. And then she just needs to add the alcohol, shake it, because the girls do want to see you shaking. They don't just want to see you pouring into a cup. So she pretty much batches all the ingredients. What'd you say, Rob?
Gotta see shaking.
Gotta see it shaking. You can't.
It is hospitality. So see, they cousins. I told you they had the family reunion.
They definitely had a family reunion. There's definitely something going on. So all they have to do is pretty much they have just add, whatever liquor they wanted. Now Cecilia, she infused her cocktail, so hers actually marinated for about 48 hours. So her bad boy was ready to go.
So these ladies are preparing weeks in advance then.
I actually had my last
recipes and going out and getting the stuff.
Exactly. So I just had, right before I hopped on with you guys, my last girl committed. So my last slot has been officially taken. So I'm going to drop a flyer.
Congratulations. Yeah.
Thank you. So the girls I'm going to send out an email probably tomorrow, letting them know what the parameters for the cocktail is, and they get to work from there.
Yeah. So I'm sorry, I didn't know if you answered this. Do they have an assistant working with them, and are they pouring those drinks as the people come up to request them, or do they people are just coming up to the table and taking drinks?
So they have an assistant. I highly recommend they do because they're going to want to take a break. I actually encourage for the girls to go and mix and mingle with other girls that are competing. So I always recommend for them to have an assistant with them because it is while it's only a 5-hour event, because we do 1 hour VIP hour and then general admission gets that 4-hour slot. I do want to make sure that it doesn't feel like they are working. And I know that sounds weird because they are behind the bar bartending, but I want the girls to come from behind the bar to socialize, network, all that good stuff, because, you know, people's choice has a lot to do with how people feel about you.
Absolutely.
So I want them walking around, socializing, networking, having a good time. So that is, yes, assistant is 100% required. I had one girl last year that didn't have an assistant, and she was in the weeds the entire night. I don't recommend that at all. Now, everybody comes in and they get a swag bag, and within this swag bag, they have candy, mints, merch. There's a bunch of like really fun things in the bag, but they also get drink tickets. So in order for me to control people's drinking, I make sure that they go to the girls, and in exchange for a ticket, they get a drink. So most of the time when you go up to the girls, they have, oh, is he okay?
Yeah.
Most of the time, by the time you get up to the girls, they probably have, you know, the drinks already laid out. So exchange a ticket, grab a drink, and then they kind of go from there.
Now, did you explain? And I can ask a million questions because everywhere it takes me somewhere new.
Right.
Did you explain how the ladies are selected? Like, are you tasting their cocktails? Is there a minimum requirement that you have to have? Because you say
I know the answer. I know the answer to this. They get nominated by someone else in the industry.
Yep.
Okay.
So that's one. And then they have to actively be working in the industry. So I don't accept any girls that are not in the industry. And because at the end of the day, after the event, I want my guests to be able to go and see you at your home bar. So, you know, if Lou's working at a local bar and he's competing, or if he's a mobile bartender, you can't compete in the competition because no one's hunting down a mobile mixologist. They are going to local establishments because I'm trying to keep the dollar bills circulating in the industry. And Charlotte, that's the way that I have to control it by ensuring that the girls are still working in the industry.
Now, when you say industry, is that just the Charlotte area, or do you mean the industry as a whole, like America?
So this year, I actually had my first girl coming up from South Carolina. So she is I've got 7 Charlotte, and then she's my only South Carolina girl. So I am eventually wanting to, I can share this with you guys. My goal is to do Battle of the Sexes. So by next year, I want to film Battle of the Babes. By 2027, I will bring in Battle of the Bros, and then we'll do both in tandem. And then by 2030, I want to do Battle of the Sexes. So I want to I want it to be like, you know, Final Four, Sweet 16, Elite 8. Like I want it to be like whole like championship vibes, where we're pulling one man, one female from each state. You know, that would be ideal, but we'll figure it out. And then we all meet eventually, going through qualifiers, competitions. You know, we can still do digital competitions, and eventually get to the Sweet 16, where we'll do that in Charlotte, and we will drink for 4 days. So we'll start with Sweet 16, Elite 8, Final Four, and then National Championship, which will be a wrap up Saturday night. And then we'll do a party on Sunday, day party. And that'll wrap up the entire weekend. So that is my goal for the entire competition.
Nice. You didn't have to stop using Darty on my account. You could have still said Darty. That's cool.
No, it's okay. You're making fun. So I was like, let me just give you the right terminology.
I wasn't making fun. I just didn't know what.
I was amazed. I wasn't making fun either. I was amazed.
I never heard anybody use Darty. That's the only reason. I knew what you meant, but I never heard anybody use it. I was asking, was this something that you were trying out? Like, because you are a marketer, so you're like, let me throw this out here and see if it catch on.
You guys picked up on it rather quickly.
It caught me. My eyes popped. I'm like, Darty. Darty rhymes with farty. I got
all right.
I'm immature. Like, it's a lot going on over here.
So, and then to answer, I don't know if this was like a portion of your question, but the girls are judged based upon creativity, story, the usage of the ingredients, as well as the presentation. So, when the judges, they have to like present their cocktail to the judges, they have to go through, this is the story, this is the name, these are the ingredients that I chose, this is the complexity of the cocktail, these are the layers, this is what you get on the nose, this is what you get on the front end, back end, and then they just do a full breakdown of their cocktail, and then the judges pick their favorite.
Now you found 8 was your magic number. Like 8 is probably the sweet spot. Like, how did you come to that number?
8 has been my max because the venue that I'm doing it at cannot hold more than 8.
Okay.
So when we get to, Battle of the Bros, Battle of the Sexes vibes, I will probably have to be in a hotel ballroom because then I'll be able to do as many satellite bars as we can get our hands on at that point. But Merchant and Trade has 3 bartenders can fit inside, 3 at the outside bar, and then we have 2 satellite bars. So, and that is the max. I won't be able to get much bigger than 8.
How many ladies are getting nominated, and how do you guys choose the 8?
So 8 girls are nominated and 8 girls accepted. So I've been very fortunate that all of the girls I don't have to cut anybody. And last year was the first year where I had 9 committed and then 1 fell out. So I've been very fortunate to be undefeated in the I'm in the 8 for 8 game these past 5 years. So
has any ladies repeated, like came back and done the competition before again, rather?
Yep, I have a girl this year that is on year 3.
I didn't. Yeah, and then, I wasn't sure.
Yeah, it's usually between, sometimes they get to year 2 and they're like, I want to take a break. Or they say, I'll skip this year and then I'll just cycle back through. But I do have each year, I have at least 2 that roll over.
Okay. Can the champ come back every time? The champ is here. Can the champ come back every time?
Yes, the champ can come back every time. So that was a little sticky this year because the first place and second place winner from last year, they work at the venue where I'm doing the event, but I can't have 2 bartenders competing for the same space. So the manager nominated a whole different girl. They didn't even ask the 2 of them. So unfortunately, my first and second place girls from last year will not be able to come back this year because they decided both of them still work here. We're going to give somebody else a chance. And I was like,
did they both work there last year?
So Cecilia worked at Merchant and Trade and Yolanda was transitioning from one bar to the next. So, but so now she represented another bar when she competed, but she was literally like being onboarded throughout the competition process.
So they real psyched. They got number 1 and 2 under their belt. That should be a banner hung up at the bar or something.
Definitely should be.
Yeah.
Cecilia's cocktail got put on the menu. Like I think that they ran a special with her cocktail for several months at that point because that bad boy was just nuts. It was phenomenal.
I think if they do win or if they get nominated and they working at a bar, just to get nominated, if it's good, you should be talking to your employee like, yo, put this on the menu for at least a couple of weeks.
Yes, that is, and some venues do that. I think that I love my industry, but I also can't stand my industry sometimes because there is a lot of politics, especially at Merchant and Trade because it is a part of a boutique hotel that got bought out by IHG. So unfortunately, there's some red tape when it comes to working with them, but for the most part, some of the smaller local spaces that I worked with, they had no problem putting their girls' cocktail on the menu.
That's good.
So, and that's what I want. I'm like, use the cocktail that she won the competition with.
It should be on your menu as long as she's there working.
Yeah.
It's I don't know. I feel like the bar that it employs the lady should actually just take the recipe in perpetuity and say this is our number 1 drink.
Yeah, I mean, technically it is.
This drink won a competition. It's my drink.
Yeah, it's technically their IP, so it's like it technically belongs to the girl as well as the bar, so they can do whatever they want to with it.
So the girl can leave the bar and take her drink and still serve it, and the bar can say, "This is the drink that won this competition in 2025. Come here and drink that drink." That's a wasted marketing opportunity, and I don't got no MBA. I don't even got a degree in marketing.
They don't get it.
Not at all. I see that smoke.
All right. Is there anything else you want people to know about Hospitality Coalition, about Morgan Robinson, about anything?
I would say I would love to have you guys come to the competition if you all are in town. I'll happily send you guys tickets. I do have like discount codes for hotel rooms and stuff. So if you guys need that, let me know. It is literally being held at a hotel. So you literally just got to take the elevator up and then you take the elevator right back down. So,
I got a question. You said the 19th floor.
Mm-hmm.
How does that, like, I can't even imagine it not being on the first or second floor. Like every ballroom or set up for a festival or a competition like this that I've been to, it's always on the first or second. You on the 19th though, so you
Yep.
get a view.
So we are at
You
a
get a
rooftop. So Merchant and Trade is one of the nicest. Definitely, I think it's like top 5 rooftops in Charlotte right now.
okay.
So that is where the competition was last year, and it's going to be there this year. Now, when we go Battle of the Sexes, Battle of the Bros, and we're keep competing head to head, we'll have to be in a ballroom for that one. But for last year as well as this year,
Girl, we're
we
going
have
to the Charlotte Coliseum. We're going to the Charlotte Coliseum. Go to the top. Go all the way
Well,
to
the reason
top.
why you got to remember, I need to keep my hotel relationships. So I've got to keep the money circulating in the industry. So I'm very intentional about where dollar bills are being spent.
Understood.
And if they give me hotel blocks, if they give me, different opportunities, I want to make sure to take advantage of that, because if I can prove that the Hospitality Coalition is bringing tourism dollars back to Charlotte, I can demand a check, and I can demand a check in just about any market. So right now I'm on my like data mode. That is like the crown that is on my head right now, where I'm trying to do as much data research, numbers, tracking dollar bills as I possibly can, because I know if I can proof of concept that this cocktail competition has brought in $150,000 to Tryon Park Hotel, Angeline's, Merchant and Trade, Ink and Ivy. Like if I can prove that, they will pay for that.
Yep. And at this point, it's only one day, so it's a one night stay. 100. Man, listen.
Yep.
Now we won't be the three guys at the event, will we? No.
It's not one of those. It's not a brandy event, is it? This is
not a brandy event.
It's a unisex ticket buying situation, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I mean, it's like a 70-30. So for 7 women, there's about 3 men. Okay.
So it still is push to try to get more women out and drinking and socializing. That's good.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then the men that do come and support, are coming in allyship. So they're here to, prioritize and support safe space.
Yes,
we want to keep that, because I will throw a man over the balcony if I have to.
Yes.
So I just need to make it abundant.
That's the villain. That's Ursula. That's the Ursula.
You got to go. I'll throw you right over the edge if I need to.
That's actually Joe Pesci. That's a little.
It's somebody.
Yes. Sure.
So yes, we just want to make sure that we continue to provide the safe space for women.
Absolutely.
Men are more than welcome to be a part of this experience. But you are here to uplift and elevate and amplify another woman. So be a dick, and I promise you I'll hurt your feelings.
All right. Now, what tickets go on sale tomorrow, or are they go on sale?
So funny enough, tickets actually went on sale by accident, and people started buying them. So my content writer sent out an email like the week after 4th of July, and I didn't realize that the link went out. And people started buying tickets, and I was like, shit, I'm not ready. But they started buying tickets, so it's like, I'm not giving you your money back. But
they ready.
So
you ain't ready, but they are.
They are ready. So it's like, you ready to spend your money? I'm cool with that. So I'm gonna drop the flyer, the official announcement. All slots are taken for the girls, but tickets are available. Pull up.
All right.
They should come out. They should come out like boxers in this corner.
Yeah, I need the theatrics. I need to figure out what I want that to look like.
Yeah, bring them out in boxers or some other, like The Price is Right or something like that.
Something.
Yeah. Gotta make it. These ladies gotta make an entrance. They're making green drinks out here.
Green boozy
48 week infusions.
Right.
You know insane. What I mean? I like that. I'm gonna try to make it.
Please do. I would love to have you guys.
You have more questions, Lou?
No, I think I'm good. I think we got Morgan a lot today.
Yeah, I think I could talk to her a while, but I don't want to keep her too long.
Yeah. I can have more questions. You got a lot of things going on with you, Morgan.
Exactly.
Yes. You got a lot of interesting things. You're like a cornucopia.
A cornucopia.
Any chance I can get to say cornucopia, I can. And she got a lot of things going on.
It's a great word. Cornucopia is a great word.
It's my favorite word. Any chance I get. I tried to throw
Well,
it
yes,
in
if you guys come to the competition, let me know. Either way, I
Mhm.
would love to have a post event. If you guys do come, I would love to have a post event podcast episode where like you guys,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
gonna drill you guys on your experience at the competition. So I'm not gonna put any pressure
Fair.
on you,
Fair.
but
Fair.
I would love to get real life consumer data, especially from two men that are a part of a female centric cocktail competition. So
Mhm.
I can put that out there now. Where if you guys come,
Yeah.
I would love to do a post op with you guys.
All right.
We on
All
assignment
right.
now.
Yeah. that's backdoor putting us to work.
Yeah.
You gonna be there now.
Right. We became a research
You need
study.
content. You need content. You gonna be there.
That's all
All
right.
right. Well, once again, we want to thank Morgan Robertson of Hospitality Coalition.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you,
Appreciate
guys.
you.
Before we go, we always like to know how people can find more about the event, how they can find out more about Hospitality Coalition, how they can find you on these Instagrams, these World Wide Web. So how can they find all that? The brick and mortar's address, I guess, to the Babe Cave, all that good stuff.
Yes. So Babe Cave is at Babe Cave USA on Instagram. It is located in the neighborhood of South End, 3021 Bank Street. Hospitality Coalition, spelled regularly, all one word. On Instagram, true.matriarch is my Instagram. Follow any of the three or all of them. And the Battle of the Babes cocktail competition will be at Merchant and Trade September 28th from 4 to 8 p.m. Tickets are on sale now at $75. That includes 8 cocktails, and I feed you, and you get a swag bag. It's a great time. So pull up on me.
Pull up on her. Pull up on me.
Yeah.
All right, Lou.
My name is Lou Belgium. I'm on them Instagrams.
And you can find Bruising Banter Podcast on Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter at Bruising Banter Podcast. You can also go to www.bruisingbanter.com if you want to see what we were up to. If you want to get merch, there you go, like this, my t-shirt. If you want to follow me, Rob Stay Bruising, there it is. Bing, 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 bing. Shout out to I am 302 Yoda. You can follow him on Instagram as well because he is happy anniversary. He is celebrating his anniversary in Cancun. So shout out to him as well. This has been episode 297 of Brews and Banter Podcast. Until next time.
Have a good week, everyone.
No sleeping, you're on your tippy toes creep. So